Dare, 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 dare. No, 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 that's wrong. Dixie Diamonds 263. Mets, 12:18 a.m. Dixie, Australia, 9:18 a.m. Rather than returning to an observation-only link via Prosecutor Edmund Barton, Balloony established a link utilizing the eyes and ears of Peter Norton, said perspective providing the scene as viewed via his video camera as he arrived unescorted and recording at the holding cell of David Jones. Mr. Norton, Barton said as Norton stopped a few paces away. Thank you for responding so quickly. This is Cybertech Extraordinaire David Jones. We, that is to say Commander Kelbar and Jones, have been discussing what knowledge our detainee has that could facilitate the prosecution of Brent Carter Brency. Mr. Jones has not yet been charged with a crime, but he has requested the presence of a lawyer during questioning. I'm sure it's clear that Jones may have valuable information with which he may be able to negotiate lesser charges being filed against him. Otherwise, I wouldn't have called you away from the interrogation of Woodcock. I have assured Jones that should he choose to cooperate fully, that his information could lead to reduced charges against him if his information and sworn testimony will greatly facilitate the case against Brent Carter Brency. I also made it clear that our MCC cameras are recording what occurs here, but he requested a party independent from his possible prosecution be present during our discussions. And you, of course, came to mind, as you are literally here to keep us on the straight and narrow and to provide ongoing, unedited video of exactly that. Jones, Peter Norton is a defense attorney, and while he is not your defense attorney, if you request his services and he agrees to provide said services, he is obligated to put your interests first and to explain both prospective advantages and pitfalls to you should you choose to provide the prosecution with information in return for leniency for any crimes you may have committed. Does all that make sense to you? And given these facts, are you willing to discuss the possibility of cooperating with the prosecution? Like I said before, Jones replied from within his cell, I'm willing to listen and possibly move forward from there. I have some questions for you, Norton. Are you working for or with the district attorney on this case? No, neither, Norton said, though I'm here primarily to ensure that everything is done by the book in order to facilitate the prosecution. I can advise you on your position, and depending upon what you know and to what you're willing to testify, I can negotiate your knowledge in order to get you the lightest possible sentence. Said sentence possibly ranging from reduced prison time to probation. So we see what the chief prosecutor has on his mind. Don't think I have much choice at this point, Jones replied with a shrug. All right, Mr. Chief Prosecutor Barton, where would you like to begin? Before we begin, let's double back to your earlier statement concerning your willingness to speak with us, Barton said. According to Officer Ryan, you were exercising your right to remain silent. Now that Barrister Norton is here, you're willing to discuss the case? Possibly, a slit-eyed Jones said. We haven't discussed fees. Since this is our initial contact, Norton said, there's no charge, if you'll pardon the expression. I am serving as your lawyer and will advise as needed. Edmund, you need to ask questions that won't cause my client, David Jones, to self-incriminate. Otherwise, I'll have to advise him not to answer. We can start there and see how much Jones knows and how much he's willing to say, Barton said. I actually have a task for you, Jones, where you can prove your value without much exposure. I'd like to start with you opening a file that Brency named and pinned to the top. Does a file by the name of Gethsemane ring a bell?